is together and we unfold this, it is a continuous line. Then, of course, we would be pressing this. Press, 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 press. Press, 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 press. There. Now, this is the right side of the tie because the seam is on the inside there. Now I take my little facings here and I lay one here first and I have it all marked. Notice it's all been marked. The corner here at the tip of the front of the tie has been marked. Pinnez-vous là. Okay? And then pin it over here too, at this other corner, right there. And then we'll be pinning at this corner. Now this is all bias. So one could stretch, unstretch it, make it stay where it's supposed to, corner to corner, right here. It comes into a dot here. I hope you see the dot. Dot. Oh. No pinning yourself, please. Thank you. And then the other corner. Now, I'm a firm believer in pinning, also on slippery fabrics like this. Some of you beginners might even baste it a bit. But you should practice, you know. First practice on somebody you don't like. Doesn't come out right. No harm done. Then pin midway so you can control this because it's all bias. We also will be pinning the other one, also on the right side, please. So talk to yourself. Right side, right side, right side. The right side is up. That's the right side up. Good. And then this is the right side of the lining. All the linings don't really have right sides and wrong sides. Ties. Oh, my. I have friends in Hawaii who make ties out of the most gorgeous brocades and damask. And they jewel them. Would you believe 75 to 125 bucks each? Oh. King's ransom. Exquisite ties. Ties. Did you hear that little speech I made a while ago? Tie one on. First time I tied one on was accidentally, naturally. When I was a child of 7. In Aurora, Illinois, my dad used to make his own wine. So in the tub they'd throw me, the bathtub first, and wash us good, my sister Florence and I. And then we'd get in this big barrel and we'd stomp the grape, just a stomp, a stomp, a stomp. Now look, I'm burying the needle here, coming over to this corner here, lift, bring these edges together please from underneath, continue sewing at the 1/4 inch please, come to this other corner, stop, lift, come to the other corner, all the way to the corner. It's the inside of the tie. Stop, turn, right here. Then the other corner here, up to here, up to the other corner here, corner, thank you. And then the other corner, thank you. Undo. Cut, shift, start, plant the needle, take out the pin, come to the first corner, up with the presser foot, up to the next corner. Well, the stomping wasn't so bad. Of course, our feet used to get awfully purple and blue and stuff. Oh, lovely. And we got paid for it, too. Well, the time came after the grapes were fermenting. I come to the top corner, which is very, very important here because I'm going to take 1 stitch across at the front point of the wide part of the tie. And then back up in here to this point here, right to there, then up, turn, come down to this other corner, turn, unpin, come over to here, up, good, out. Trim, clip down to that corner there, please. Thank you. Clip down to that corner, trim as you so please. Trim, I said. That corner. And then we'll be turning this corner of the front of the tie. Each point, please, and we'll be doing with the back of the tie the same thing, like this, to get our corners out. Push your corners out like this, please. Like so. Lovely. And while I'm pushing these corners out, I'll be right back, so please don't go away. Before we tie one on, would you mind if I tie one on with a small thimbleful? From England. We've turned this. We have put in our inside interfacing, which is also cut on the bias. And we'll turn our edges here. We get our pins. And this is the important part of this. Pin this on here. And we turn this first part of the tie here. And we'll be pinning this. I'll have you pin it, please. Because we'll be running a stitch along the raw edge. The wonderful thing about ties that are cut on the bias or anything on the bias, your edges do not fray. Bias edges do not fray. So I'll be pinning this all along here like this. Pin, 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 pin. See what I mean about slippery fabrics? Well, the wine part, when I was helping my dad, came when he was changing one wine that had fermented to another barrel. They put a hose in it, they go, and then it starts running through, you know. Well, my job each time was to put the hose in my mouth, and he didn't tell me to put my tongue against the end of the hose, to keep the wine while he changed the barrels around. Well, I had the hose in my mouth, and I was going, and presently, you know, I thought, gee, maybe I'm getting sick, you know. So I didn't say anything to my dad. I just went on upstairs and went to bed. We lived in a grocery store. Our living room was right behind the store. So the rest of the day, now look, I'm coming over here, and I have already threaded my thread. And watch this. This is the important part. We give ourselves a little marker here, which will bring down under here so that when we stitch this to that, we will not be stitching to the front of the tie. And just keep bringing a running stitch along that raw edge, please, of the tie. Along the tie. Now, if you need a third hand and you're working at the machine, you can bring your tie under here and lay this so that we can be pulling in this direction. And remember, we lay this under here so that as we stitch, we do not catch the tie. And it's just a running stitch. Now, as we run this stitch too, it's very, very important that we leave this thread hang loose here, at least an inch from here to the knot. And as we do this, we loosen our thread because the guy will be tying this. And as you tie a tie, it's very biased and it gives. And you don't want to snap the threads. So that thread is put in very loosely, like you might even leave a little loop on every other thread, so that as he pulls the tie, it will automatically pull itself up in there. We, of course, lay this down in here, and if it's a bit too long, really,